I'm so fancy. You already know. What's going on, everybody? Get your monster movie hats on because today I am back with Mom. Of course, I am Eric. You should know that by now. We're going to be checking out Godzilla by Eminem. This is easily the furthest out into, I guess, the world of stuff that she wouldn't quite listen to, mostly because of the speed of this. I know she said on some of the other videos, if you've been watching, which you better have been watching, that she doesn't really get too much into the lyrical stuff. So this one, I'm probably going to pause a lot and try to explain. So hopefully everybody can bear with me. Maybe I'll explain something out there that you guys didn't really know what he was talking about. But as always, first off, even though it's like eighth off, because I just listed off a bunch of things, have you ever heard of this before?
No.
So this is from 2020. It's still pretty recent, at least in my world. Anyways, I think a lot of people out there are probably familiar with it, so we're just going to jump right in. This is Godzilla, Eminem featuring Juice WRLD, who has since passed away, so RIP to Juice WRLD, but let's jump in.
You're a monster.
I can swallow a bottle of alcohol in her. Feel like Godzilla. Better hit the deck like the car dealer. My whole squad's in here walking around the party. A cross between a zombie apocalypse and Bobby the Brain Heenan, which is probably the same reason I wrestle with mania shades in this bitch.
Did you get that one?
It went too quick.
It goes too quick. So he says, which is probably a mix between a zombie apocalypse and Big Bobby the Brain Heenan. You remember Bobby the Brain Heenan?
Wrestling, right?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
And then he says, which is probably the same reason I wrestle with Mania.
Okay.
Wrestling with Mania, WrestleMania. Already, guys, this is, oh my God, I love this song because he does so much of this. So I'll go back a little bit. I'll try not to pause a ton.
The same reason I wrestle with mania shades in this bitch. I'm posse up. Consider it to cost me a costly mistake if they sleeping on me. The hoes better get insomnia. ADHD hydroxy cut. Pass the Kavasi. In AA with an AK melee, finna set it like a play date, better vacate, retreat like a vacay Mayday. This beat is cray cray, Ray J, H-A, laughing all the way to the bank. I spray flames, they cannot tame or placate the monster.
All right, so that was another one. I'm sure you've heard the term cray cray before,
Yeah,
and
crazy.
I'm sure you know who Ray J is.
I do.
So the term cray cray actually was coined by Ray J.
Oh, really?
So he says this beat is cray cray, Ray J, H-A, so laughing all the way to the bank. So then he's spelling out ha 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 ha, laughing all the way to the bank. My head is going to explode because it's so, like, I love that you have to think about it. I really do. Like, this is a song you have to listen to multiple times to pick up on everything, especially when we get to the end. But
all of his stuff is like that.
Not a lot of it is.
It
A lot of his newer stuff is like that. Back in the day, it was not so much that way, but now he's definitely more focused on, like, kind of being an artist rather than, like, selling albums and stuff. Not that he wasn't focused on that before, but anyway, let's get into the chorus. This is the Juice WRLD on the chorus.
You get in my way, I'ma feed you to the monster. I'm normal during the day, but at night turn to a monster. When the moon shines like ice road truckers, I look like a villain out of those blockbusters.
Godzilla, fire spitter,
monster. Blood on the dance floor, the Louis V carpet.
fire, Godzilla, fire.
Monster. Blood on the dance floor, Louis V.
I'm just a product of the cricket onyx. Told him Nick the balls had him just appalled. Did so many things that pissed him off. It's impossible to list them all. And in the midst of all this, I'm in a mental hospital with a crystal ball, trying to see what I still be like this tomorrow. Whisper dog voices whisper.
That is so crazy right there. So he's like, in the midst of all this, I'm still in a mental hospital with a crystal ball, trying to see will I be like this tomorrow. The big thing about Eminem is, like, he can make stuff rhyme just by changing his voice. So he made all those words rhyme, even though they don't really rhyme if you were to just, like, I don't know if anybody remembers the old Ludacris skit. It was like, Ludacris's greatest hits sung by random white people. You just say it like a white person, like, in the midst of all this, I'm stuck in a mental hospital with a crystal ball, trying to see will I be like this tomorrow. You know, if I say it like that, it doesn't rhyme at all, but the way that his voice inflections is what makes it interesting, and he can make stuff rhyme that other people would never even think about.
All this, I'm in a mental hospital with a crystal ball, trying to see what I still be like this tomorrow. Whisper, dog voices whisper. My fist is ball back up against the wall, pencil drawn. This is just a song to go ballistic on. You just pull a pistol on the guy with a missile launcher. I'm just a Loch Ness, the mythological. Quick to tell a bitch you off like a fifth of vodka. When you twist the top of the bottle, I'm a monster.
You get in my
So I don't know if you got that part there. I'm having to explain a lot, but this is the shit that I love. So at the end there, I'll go back a little bit just so you can see the words. He says, quick to tell a bitch go off like a fifth of vodka when you twist the top. So he's talking about the bitch who's drunk because she twisted and he's got the hiccups because he's drunk. So you got to think about it again. It's so fucking smart. It really is. I just thought of this question though. I know you're hearing the beat here. Is it reminding you of anything? It probably will once I say what I'm going to say. Do you remember that old song? It was like, I'm so fancy. You already know. Doesn't that not? Doesn't it sound like that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah.
Who was that? Iggy, Big Booty Azalea?
Iggy's yes.
Big Booty Azalea?
Yeah.
White girl with the biggest booty I've ever seen in my life. Tell me that's not injected.
She's kind of gone somewhere now. She's out.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a one-hit wonder.
off like a fifth of vodka. When you twist the top of the bottle, I'm a monster.
You get in my way, I'ma feed you to the monster. I'm normal during the day, but at night turn to a monster. When the moon shines like ice road truckers, I look like a villain out of those blockbusters.
Godzilla, fire spitter,
Monster, blood on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
fire, Godzilla, fire.
Monster, blood on the dance floor, Louis V
If you never gave a damn, raise your hand, cause I'm about to set trip. Vacation plans, I'm on point.
So that's another thinker there. Have you ever heard of set tripping before? So set tripping is like that hand thing that all the gangsters do. So he's
Okay.
like, I'm about to set trip vacation plans. Because when you're planning your vacation, what are you doing? You're setting your trip.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny, man. It makes me laugh.
Cause I'm about to set trip. Vacation plans, I'm on point like my index is. So all you will ever get is some motherfucking finger, prostate exam. How can I have all these fans that perspire like a liar's pants? I'm on fire and I got no plans to retire. And I'm still the man you admire. These chicks are spazzing out. I only get more handsome and flyer. I got them passing out like what you do when you hand someone flyers. And what goes around comes around just like the blades on the chainsaw. Cause I caught the flag, but my dollar stacked right off the bat like a baseball. Like kidding, bitch, I got them racks with so much ease that they call me Diddy. Cause I make bands and I call getting cheese a cakewalk. Yeah.
All right, so that's another reference there. I don't know if you would know that one, or if anybody out there might not know this either. But back in the day on MTV, there was this show called Making the Band. I don't know if you ever heard of that before.
I did. Yeah.
And Puff Daddy did one, and he did Making the Band. The band he made, he ended up just calling them The Band. But there was an episode where he made them walk from one place in New York across the Brooklyn Bridge to a cheesecake factory to get him cheesecake. So Eminem here is basically saying, where is it? I gotta go back a little bit. No, so ease that they call me Diddy. So he's referencing that. Where is it? Because I make bands and call getting cheese, which is making money. So it's a double metaphor there. And I call getting cheese a cakewalk. And that's when he's like, cheesecake, yeah. So he's making a reference to that. And then in the music video, you can see a guy in the background doing like the old Harlem Shake move that Puff Daddy used to do. So he's like, he's friends with him, but he's like kind of needling him a little bit. So this is really now when it's going to start to go super fast. So I will try not to pause too much here. I said that a few times and I paused a bunch.
Getting cheese a cakewalk. Yeah. Bitch, I'm a player. I'm too motherfucking stingy for share. Won't even lend you an ear. Ain't even pretending to care. But I tell a bitch I'm area of Shabaria. Face on my genital area. The original Richard Ramirez, Christian Rivera. Cause my lyrics never sit well. So they wanna give me the chance. Like a paraplegic and it's scary. Call it Harry Carry. Cause every time I'm digging Harry Carry, I marry a motherfucking dictionary on him.
My lyrics never sit well. So they want to give me the chair like a paraplegic. Oh my, I don't know if this is hitting you like me, but every time I hear this, I'm like, oh my God. It's so fucking genius. It really is.
Like Harry Carey, cause every time I'm dicking Harry Carey, I'm marry a motherfucking dictionary on. I'm swearing up and down, they can spit this shit's hilarious. It's time to put these bitches in the obituary column. We wouldn't see eye to eye with a staring problem. Get the shaft like a staring column. Trigger happy, pack heat, but it's black ink. Evil half of the bad meats. Evil that means take a back seat, take it back to fat beats with a maxi single. Look at my rap sheet. What attracts these people is my gangster bitch like Apache with a catchy jiggle. I stack chips, you better got a half-eaten Cheeto.
Oh my god. Did you pick up on any of that?
A little bit.
I stack chips, bitch. You barely got a half-eaten Cheeto. So, like, stacking chips like poker, making money, but, like, chips like potato chips, you barely get a half-eaten Cheeto. My armpits are sweating.
That's why he's genius.
He is a fucking genius.
He is.
He really is.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, brace yourself.
I'm ready.
I think he broke his record for like most words in a time frame of a song with this part here. He had it originally, the Guinness Book of World Records, for the song Rap God. I think this part here broke it, so don't hold your breath.
Okay.
Fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering again, nobody will evade him.
I gotta pause that one. I love that opening line there. Again, double meanings. Fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I minute made him. So eliminate them sounds like lemonade them. Minute Maid lemonade. Who comes up with this?
Eminem.
Crazy.
In other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering again, nobody will evade him. Finna kill him and dump the fucking bodies in a lake, obliterating everything is iterator. Renegade him, hit him, make anybody who want it with the pin and frame. Don't nobody want it, but they're gonna get it anyway. Cause I'm beginning to feel like I'm mentally ill. I'm a killer, be killed, I'm a killer, be the vanilla gorilla. You're bringing the killer within me out of me. You don't want to be the enemy of the demon who in me. I'll be on the receiving enemy. What stupidity it'd be. Every bit of me's the epitome of a spitter when I'm in the vicinity. Motherfucker, you better duck or you finna be dead the minute you run into me. 100% of you is a fifth of a percent of me. I'm about to fucking finish you, bitch. I'm available. You want to battle? I'm available. I'm blowing up like an inflatable. I'm undebatable. I'm unavoidable. I'm unevadable. I'm on the toilet bowl. I got a trailer full of money and I'm paid for. I'm not afraid to pull them. Man, stop. Look what I'm planning.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That was a lot.
That's one of those songs where, like, you see people listening to it and they make that, like, oh my god, like, that is just nasty. That's what people are talking about. Like, that song is disgusting. Like, that's just crazy. Anyways, this is easily the most I've ever paused, but I feel like I wanted to explain a lot of the metaphors there. So, that was Godzilla by Eminem. I don't know what you thought of this. What were your thoughts?
I am an Eminem fan. You know, it took a long time to get used to what he was doing, but I do like it. I mean, he's obviously talented, like extremely talented. There's nobody that can spit lyrics out like he does.
I can't believe my mom just said spit lyrics. We're going to be popping her collar in no time.
I'm not as old as you think
I'm
I
rubbing
am.
off on her bad. I do have a young mother for my age, but yeah, that's funny you say that because when Eminem first came out, I hated him. I didn't want anything to do with him.
Me too.
I thought it was going to be like, this is the next Vanilla Ice, and the only things I had heard from him was like his radio songs or the Slim Shady persona, so like My Name Is, the real Slim Shady. The radio stuff, I think, is honestly his worst songs. I think that's the worst stuff he's ever made. Without Me, Just Lose It is an awful song, I think. Everything else on his albums, once I started finally hearing them, I enjoyed it. And what he's doing these days, he never used to do this. And he's pushing 50 at this point, I'm pretty sure. So honestly, at this point, for a long, long time, if you would ask me who the greatest rapper of all time was, I probably would have told you Jay-Z based on influence on the culture, record sales, popularity in the underground, popularity in the mainstream. I think Eminem has surpassed him at this point, I gotta be honest. Mostly because he's a lot more mainstream, I think, than Jay-Z is. Especially these days, the new stuff Jay-Z puts out, I don't think is very good. Call that blasphemy or what have you, but surprising result there. I was not sure how Mom was going to think about this one, but so I think this opens the door for some older Eminem where he's not rapping quite as fast. But yeah, that was Godzilla by Eminem featuring Juice WRLD. I'm not sure what we'll get into next, but we definitely have more coming, so make sure you hit that thumbs up, and as always, subscribe, and until next time.